My biggest problem with vegan cakes has always been the structure. I mean, there are amazing dairy substitutes out there. I've used them for just about everything. No issues. Eggs, issues. Like the structure in cakes are so important. Baking is a science, and you take out a couple of those like key ingredients and things just tend to fall apart, especially egg, because it's like the main binding agent. So I've tried making stuff, haven't been able to do it, but in front of me, I have like 10 different egg substitutes that I've researched online trying to find the best egg substitute. So I feel like we're gonna figure it out today. And thank you so much to iHerb for sponsoring this video and sending me all these groceries to make some yummy vegan cakes. I will tell you a little bit more about them in a bit. Here, I've already measured out some of my fridge egg substitute ingredients like applesauce and stuff, but I have some of my dry ingredients here. So on this side, I have soy lecithin, which I'm not even 100% sure what soy lecithin is.
Don't get it on your hands.
It's
I got
like,
it on my hands and it would not wash off.
It's like stickier than honey. It is so sticky. Local people who do a lot of vegan baking have been like, this is the secret. Like I wasn't even finding this on blog posts. This is like a bakery secret, soy lecithin. Very, very different options from everything from like powdered stuff to liquid stuff to creamy stuff to sticky stuff. I don't know how this is all gonna work. For the flax, I have Spectrum Essentials Organic ground flaxseed. I have baked with flax before, and the problem is you get that texture, that ground flax like texture. You just get like these little like pieces of it in your mouth, and it's not good. Like I made brownies and stuff with them, but I've heard if you grind it farther, it's silky. Oh yeah. Oh no.
What's wrong? Like bake it to the side?
It did. It looked really powdery, and then I did it again, and now it's like really hot and cake to the.
Oh, no.
Okay, so this stuff seems nice. So that seems really fluffy. I think we're good with this stuff. I guess don't over grind. And I use the Mama Chia organic chia seeds, and I'm gonna grind these ones up too, except this time not for as long. It's kind of earthy.
And organic.
The plan is to make my favorite chocolate cake recipe and use all these vegan egg substitutes and see which one is best. And then at the end, I have ordered vegan cupcakes from my favorite bakeries. One is the one that I've ordered in my bakery review video. Like the cakes, just cue B-roll of me eating cake. Oh, it's incredible.
You look like you just fell in love.
I think I did. Yes. That bakery. That's the one that we ordered vegan cakes from. And then an actual vegan bakery that is the most highest recommended vegan bakery for vegan cupcakes. I'm trying to bake vegan cupcakes better than them. So I'm gonna start off my dry ingredients the way that I normally would. So I have my flour, and then for sugar, I'm using wholesome organic cane sugar. For cocoa powder, I'm using the Zinc cocoa powder, which is raw and organic. Baking soda is gonna be the Bob's Red Mill gluten-free baking soda, as well as my baking powder and salt. I just mixed up all of my dry ingredients, and before I add my wet ingredients to it, I want to bloom my flaxseed and my chia seeds. I think it's called blooming, but basically you just like add the water to it and mix it around, and it just allows it to get sticky. iHerb also sent me these wet ingredients. I've got the Dynamic Health raw apple cider vinegar, and I'm using 2 tablespoons of that to my 2 cups of milk to make it buttermilk. If you guys are using that fake vanilla crap, stop doing that and switch to like a real stuff. This one is the Simply Organic Madagascar vanilla, and oh my God, so much better. As well as I have my vegetable oil, so I'm gonna add all my wet ingredients into my dry ingredients and then mix that all up. I'm honestly over here feeling like a baking scientist today. There's so many bowls here. So how I'm gonna compare all the different egg substitutes is I wanna rate them on taste, structure, and texture. Will certain things add more of a flavor to it than others? Like that's what I'm worried about, like soy lecithin, it smells kind of funky. Is it gonna taste kind of funky? That's important. But also texture. I've noticed some cakes, like they're too dry, too moist, too dense, too light. Like it's trying to find that perfect balance of texture to make the perfect cake. And of course, structure. Structure is the thing that I know that an egg adds, but these egg substitutes don't usually have. It's gotta win in all categories for it to make the perfect cake. I've got them all divvied up into their bowls, so now I need to add the egg substitutes to them, mix them up, and try not to mix up any of the bowls. These are all the equivalents of 1 whole egg, except I need 1/3 of an egg per bowl. I did the math. It's not exact science, but I'm trying because we have limited time to film this video. I've got 12 recipes going on here, and I can't mess them up because otherwise we're gonna have no idea. While those bake, I want to tell you guys a little bit more about iHerb. I love me some healthy products. So whenever possible, I always try to switch to more organic or vegan-friendly alternatives. And iHerb carries over 30,000 natural products on their website. You can shop by categories like supplements, beauty, pets, and grocery, or by your restriction like vegan, gluten-free, keto, or kosher. I've honestly never seen a website that is so accommodating to so many various needs, and I speak from experience. It's so incredibly frustrating when I try to shop online or in store and have to search very hard for vegan products. The shopping haul I got today was all groceries, but I'm so excited to explore more of their beauty products. Since they have a tab allowing you to sort by star rating, I can easily shop their highest review products. I'm legit excited about the Hemish All Clean Balm. I have such sensitive skin and I've been looking for a good makeup remover for years. And I also want to try the Kin & Kind Flea Tick Prevent for Archie. We found 5 ticks on him already this year. They ship to over 185 countries and offer customer services 5 days a week in over 10 different languages. You guys can check out my description box for the links to all the products I used today below. This is so strange. Like, without even looking at the labels, I could immediately tell that this one was egg, which I forget sometimes how much of a factor egg plays into cakes rising. But then some other ones is like, it doesn't matter what they taste like. Like, I can't imagine a world where I'm using this cupcake. Look at that. That is just like a hot mess.
What is that one?
This one is soy lecithin. It's pretty late in the day, so I'm going to taste test all these, make all my notes, and then come back tomorrow with my final thoughts and moving on to the next recipes. It is day 3 now. I tasted all those cupcakes and there were so many different weird things in them. Like the chia seed cupcake, it was so like gummy and sticky in texture, but then the banana had such like a strong banana flavor that you could not pair that with anything. It was just like all banana, which I don't mind chocolate and banana, but for this, we want a neutral flavor. All the other flavors I felt like were pretty neutral. The only thing is the worst structure of all was the soy lecithin, which is so funny because bakeries were telling us soy lecithin and it just really crumbled apart and did not work. But we had some like clear losers and winners. Like I really felt like the soy lecithin, the baking powder and vinegar, and the chickpea water, like all of those kind of crumble apart. They didn't have good structure, which is our goal. We need good structure with a cake. But the winners is my most interesting part. We had the flaxseed, yogurt, and applesauce. All of them had a really good amount of structure and texture to them. So those were the 3 that I really loved. From there, I went on the internet, I searched through dozens and dozens of recipes, and I didn't just look at the recipes. I went through and compared ingredient for ingredient on each one. Does this one have 2 cups of flour? Does this one have 3? Like I really compared to try to find the best reviewed recipes. I came up with 4 winners. 1 was flax, 2 were applesauce, and 1 was yogurt. I've never done so much baking in like 48 hours. It was interesting though, because when I was baking the batter, some of them were like really fluffy batters and others were complete liquid. And this is what we ended up with. And honestly, they're all pretty good, but there was one clear winner to me. Some of them were a little dry, some of them were a little bit too like moist, but not on the good side, almost like on a gummy side. I want to adjust the recipe to make the perfect recipe, which I have here. I tried different things with the recipe, but this is our winner. The egg substitute we ended up with was the flax egg. If I just spent 48 hours making like dozens of recipes and it sucks compared to theirs, I'm gonna be so sad. This is it. This is all the ingredients we need, and I feel like it combined makes the perfect recipe. So to the milk, I'm adding some white vinegar to help make it more like a buttermilk, and that's got fluffiness and tenderness to the cake. And then I'm going to sift all my dry ingredients, so I just have a good quality cocoa powder, my flour, baking soda, baking powder, and salt, as well as espresso powder. And I feel like if you're using good quality stuff that has like a lot of good flavor, that's gonna help with the cake. I'm using a macadamia nut milk because it's really creamy and sweet and it's so good, but any non-dairy milk I feel like is gonna work. It just depends on what kind of milk you want to use. My genius ratio is just less water. So I did 2 tablespoons of flax and 4 tablespoons of water, but I will leave all measurements down below for you guys. So if you guys wanna recreate this, you can. And then when it's just barely combined, we're gonna slowly add in 1 cup of boiling water. That's gonna bring it all together. Look at that chocolatey goodness. I already tested this last night, so I already know it's delicious and I know it's gonna work. So now it's time to test my cake next to the other bakeries' cakes and see which one is best. And this is just gonna be bonus cake for us later. Kevin is going to be the good reviewer because I'm going to be biased. Don't look down at the table.
I can't see anything. It's like
Okay.
in my eyes now.
So I'm going to stay silent while we review these, and Kevin's going to give his opinion, and then I'll give my thoughts. We'll taste them at the same time.
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, what are we doing?
I don't know. This is number 1.
I find it a tiny bit dry, but the flavor's good.
This is number 2.
I like that one. I think I like that one. This is gonna be hard.
This is number 3.
That one was, I mean, it's good. It is good, but it's like, I don't know. I feel like I could use a little bit of something.
So here's the deal. While Kevin contemplates, these are from a vegan bakery that specializes in vegan baked goods. So you know if that's all they do, it should be a good cake. These are from our favorite bakery that makes the favorite cakes that we've tasted, but these are vegan and we normally have non-vegan cakes. So we're curious to see how their vegan cake was. And of course, then we have ours.
Does one of these have chocolate chips?
I don't know. I wanted to add in chunks of chopped chocolate into ours, but you said that'd be cheating. That's technically not just chocolate cake. You gotta pick. This has been like 10 minutes
My initial?
of you just sitting here asking 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
I think number 2 is my favorite. That was my initial first, like, that was my first.
That was your
feeling.
first one?
But it's so, like, at this point, I feel like they all kind of taste the same now. Oh, it's very bright.
Okay, so number 1 was this one, which I like. It's very moist. It's a little sticky. Like by sticky, I mean it kind of like comes together a little bit. So the texture isn't quite there with that. But overall,
Flavor is good though.
the flavor is good. Not super chocolatey. Number 2 is this one.
Do they have chocolate chips
They
in
have
it?
chocolate chips in it, and I was trying to avoid the chocolate chips. Like I'm like digging through
I got another one.
because I didn't want you to get a chocolate chip because no other ones have chocolate chips, so you know that that wasn't ours. This one I like. Has good flavor, but it's the texture for me. It's almost like crumbly and then gums, but then sticks. And then number 3 was ours.
Good too.
But honestly, I thought there'd be like a clear winner, but I feel like
I think texture is good for yours. Flavor is good for this one.
I agree. I think mine of the all 3 has the best texture for like the moist level and everything. I think it's really moist, but I feel like this one has a little bit extra flavor, but I feel like that could also be doing with the chocolate chips, which I wanted to put in mine and you said no.
I thought it would be cheating. I didn't think anyone else was going to put chocolate chips in there. Should we do an outro?
Yes.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. If this video gets a lot of likes, compared to what we normally get, then we'll do a part 2 of doing other recipes and making the best recipes of them, right? That's what people do. And thank you so much again to iHerb for sponsoring this video. You guys can find links to all the products I use today in the description box below. Mwah! Love you. Gotta go to the mwah.